Hello friends of Virtuoso IQ. Today we're going to share with you 22 little known facts about the history, construction, and operation of the Panama Canal. Number 1. When and who was the first person to think about the construction of a channel joining the Pacific and the Atlantic Ocean? The idea dates back to 1513. When the Spanish conquistador Vasco Núñez de Balboa, traveling from Hispaniola, today the Dominican Republic, became the first Spanish explorer to reach the Pacific. Let us remember that he had already founded Colombia in 1510. At the time, the village he founded was called Santa María La Antigua del Darien. Number 2. Around the 19th century, Napoleon III was planning to build a channel to join both oceans in Nicaragua. He planned to utilize the St. John River as an access route to Lake Nicaragua. Number 3. The United States also entertained the idea of building right there in Nicaragua, but they gave up that idea when they were able to purchase the right to continue the construction of the Panama Canal. Now, who was in charge of building the Panama Canal for the French? Ferdinand de Lesseps, the builder of the Suez Canal. When did the French begin constructing the Panama Canal? In 1881, but they gave up in 1889. Now, why did the French fail? Well, there were four main factors. The main one was tropical diseases like the yellow fever and malaria that had killed thousands of workers. Second place, heavy rains that made it very difficult to navigate the Chagres River. And in third place, the dense jungle, which was filled with venomous snakes, insects, and spiders. And the last one was the lack of an ancient route. There was no path that they could follow. Seventh fact about the Panama Canal is that the U.S. became interested because those were the days of the gunboat democracy approach by then President of the United States, Theodore Roosevelt. In 1902, the U.S. purchased both the property and the rights to build the canal. Now, with whom do they have to negotiate to obtain the rights to continue the construction of the canal? First, they negotiated with La Gran Colombia. Panama used to be a part of this South American Union. Therefore, the United States paid $10 million for the rights to build the canal and a yearly fee of $250,000. With the signing of the Hay-Bonneau and Varela Treaty, Theodore Roosevelt supported the Panamanian independence from the Gran Colombia in 1903. In 1904, the U.S. began construction of the Panama Canal. By 1913, both oceans, the Atlantic and the Pacific, had been connected. And in 1914, the Panama Canal was opened to maritime traffic. Number 10. In 1977, General Omar Torrijos, the then president of Panama, and the U.S. President Jimmy Carter signed a couple of treaties that would provide eventual control of the Panama zone to Panama. Let us remember that the U.S. remained in control of the Panama Canal until 1999, when those treaties were fully implemented. Now, how much does the canal produce every year? About $5.5 billion. Number 12. How much of that is allocated to operating expenses? About 45%. And number 13. When did the canal get its major expansion? Between 2007 and 2016, when a third line was completed. How long is the canal? 50 miles or roughly 77 kilometers. Number 15. What is the average depth of the canal? About 43 feet. And how wide is it? Between 500 and 1,000 feet. Now, here is number 17. How does the canal connect both oceans? Through a system of steps and locks that raise both the water level and the ships one step at a time until the vessels reach the level of a man-made Gatun Lake. Number 18 fact that is very little known. How much did the expansion cost? $5.5 billion. And how much does it cost to cross the canal? The average costs $900,000. However, there are 4 factors that incide in the cost of crossing the canal. The first one is the size of the vessel. The larger the vessel, the higher the fee. Second, the type of cargo that the ship may be carrying. Third, the volume of the cargo. And fourth, the drought in the canal area. During the dry months, the number of daily spots for ship to cross the canal is drastically reduced, which impacts the fee. Number 20. How long does it take to cross the canal? Between 8 and 10 hours. Number 21. What is the fastest Panama crossing to date? Back in June of 1979, the U.S. Navy hydrofoil Pegasus made the fastest transit ever when it crossed the Panama Canal in 2 hours and 41 minutes. And number 22, and the last little known fact about the history, construction, and operation of the Panama Canal is what percentage of the Panama Canal workforce is Panamanian? 92%. Well, friends of Virtuoso IQ, now you know everything there is to know about the history, construction, and operation of the Panama Canal. And you've been empowered through Virtuoso IQ 1793. If you haven't, please join my non-profit YouTube channel, where you can also get empowered in Spanish conversational classes, self-esteem, motivation, budgeting, and much more. Thank you.